Hey you, how's it going? My name is Ruby Price and today I've got something to tell you. The title and thumbnail I've already told you. Because that's how YouTube works. Yay! Honestly, just a little tangent, the whole point of an announcement video on YouTube relies on clickbait. Because unless you put it in the title, it's not an announcement video anymore. It's an announcement thumbnail and title, and the video is just you self-fellatioing on camera for 5 minutes. Oh no, to suit the algorithm it's got to be 10 minutes now, yeah. And then you've got to follow up with a video the day after. Anyway, tangent over. Yeah, I have something to tell you. Are you actually going to tell them, or are you going to go on another tangent again? Shut up, getting to it. I'm going back to uni. As most of you know, I left university in 2018 with this degree, this £45,000 sheet of paper, saying that I have a first class honours degree in music journalism. And I thought that might get me a job. As far back as November 2019, I thought that I was very much on the ball with getting a career in radio. You know, I was doing some stuff with the BBC, and you know, everything just seemed to be going right. And then that stopped. And since then, I've very much been on the borderline of just applying for jobs and getting interviews, but not actually getting any further than interviews. And really, the way I see it, that comes down to two things. Not having enough experience and not being the best person applying for the job. Not having enough experience is the most paradoxical thing in terms of job applications that's ever existed, really. You know, it's one of those situations where I need a job. Have you got experience? If you give me this job, I will have experience, but we're not going to give you this job unless you have the experience. And it just seems to go on and on, really. So the only thing else that I can do, other than, you know, do freelance stuff and get my experience up, is make myself the best person applying for the job. And the way that my head wrapped around that was to do a master's degree. Whilst I was growing up, there was a whole, oh, if you get a degree, you will get a better job. But these days, there's no jobs for the degrees. So the logical step for me was to get a better degree than everyone else applying for the job, so that then I would have better chances, really. Does that make sense? So I've told you that I'm going back to uni. I'm going back to Huddersfield to do a postgraduate taught master's degree in participatory culture and social media. Because a lot of the things that I want to go into involve audiences, and my logical step was, if I understand the audiences better, then maybe I can get a job in those fields. There's a lot of logical steps involved in this decision. And not only am I going back, I'm going back next month. I'm going back in September. Which I really didn't expect to, because I only applied a couple of weeks ago. Which might make it seem like a bit of a snap decision, but it's not. Really, since about February, this has been on my mind as an option. Because it was about February, really, that just a lot of my job applications were just coming back with no response at all. So I started looking at potential alternatives. You know, I started looking into less radio related work and more just media in general. And I started looking at, oh, maybe I could do a master's. And at the time I was looking at the research masters that Huddersfield offered, because the masters that I'm going to be doing didn't actually exist at the time. So it's not a snap decision, it's something that I've been considering now for quite a while. But Ruby, when you finish this master's degree in a year's time, won't you just be in the same position but without a job? I hear what you're saying. And yes, I am quitting my job in order to facilitate this master's degree, because it's a lot more work, it's a lot more time, and it just requires a lot more attention. But really what I am doing is removing the safety net that I have had with the comfort of being able to come back home and having a job that I'd already worked at since 2013. If I finish this degree and I don't have a job in the wings, I'll have to improvise. Really, I just needed to do something different with my life. I've spent the last year proverbially pissing into the wind as far as my career is concerned. As good as having BBC work experience is on my CV, I can't just keep applying and waiting to hear a response. Even though that's what a lot of people in the field said to just keep doing. But it's not an option for me in the scenario that I'm currently stuck in. So goodbye employment, hello education again. Yeah. That's gonna be fun though, isn't it? And that is this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Really. Yeah. If you did, please share it. Give it a thumbs up. Apparently that helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I have been Ruby Price and I see you next time. Adios. Bye. I promise you, I'm not just doing it for the student finance. As has been suggested by a couple of people.